Something big is brewing in Cincinnati. A new season, a new spark, and rookies are stepping onto the field with fire in their eyes. The Bengals OTA sessions are finally here, and trust me, you'll want to keep your eyes on what's unfolding. From game-changing talent to key veterans returning, the future of this team is being written right now. The Bengals are officially in motion as organized team activities kick off, and the chemistry building begins. Rookies are finally getting face time with veterans, digesting the playbook and putting in the early work to earn their stripes. But here's a headline you can't ignore. Shamar Stewart was spotted on the sidelines. Why? Because he's still without a contract. That's a huge concern, especially when you realize Trey Hendrickson isn't on the field either. That leaves a serious hole in the Bengals' pass rush, an issue that absolutely has to be fixed if this team plans to make a run this season. Before we dig deeper into the OTA action, do me a quick favor. Hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, and don't forget to press the bell icon so you never miss a breaking Bengals update. Trust me, you're going to want every alert this offseason. All right, let's get into it. One name making early noise is Barrett Carter. This rookie is bringing serious energy to camp. His sideline-to-sideline speed is jaw-dropping, and he's already showing solid instincts in coverage. He might not crack the starting lineup just yet, but he's definitely a breakout candidate for the second unit. If Carter keeps progressing like this, Cincinnati might have found a true gem for the future. The linebacker group for Cincinnati is shaping into one of the most intriguing stories of this offseason. You've got your anchors, Jermaine Pratt and Logan Wilson, with Wilson showing strong presence and leadership at the center of the defense. But what's really sparking interest is the mix of new blood and strategic innovation. Barrett Carter, wearing number 49, is once again catching eyes. Oren Burks, recently brought in, is already flashing that elite sideline-to-sideline speed, something this defense desperately needs in certain sub-packages. He might not start, but his value as a situational weapon? Big. And it doesn't stop there. Rookies like Shamar Stewart and Demetrius Knight are creating anticipation, even if Stewart continues to sit out while his contract situation lingers. His absence is noticeable, but when or if he suits up, the dynamics shift instantly. One sequence stood out during OTA drills, a classic double mug blitz setup. Two linebackers showed pressure through the A-gap, baiting the offense into committing, before one looped around for a potential mismatch. This kind of pre-snap deception is exactly what defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo thrives on. It's not just raw talent, it's how that talent fits into the chessboard. With a defensive core mostly returning and a few explosive additions, the question now is, who will emerge as the breakout leader? My early pick? Still Barrett Carter. He's fast, instinctive, and already adapting like a pro. Here's the hard truth. If the Bengals don't get their front seven locked in fast, the entire season could hang in the balance. With stars sidelined and young guns still unproven, Cincinnati's defensive line is entering the most critical stage of its rebuild. Let's talk reality. The Bengals have a serious challenge up front. With Shamar Stewart still unsigned and Trey Hendrickson's status uncertain, the defensive line feels like it's walking a tightrope. Look at the current depth. Joseph Osai, TJ Slayton, BJ Hill. Solid players, sure. But behind them, it gets thin. Myles Murphy, once a first-round pick, is under a lot of pressure. His flashes have been too few. If he doesn't take that next step, the Bengals could be exposed in a big way. The hope? Guys like Chris Jenkins and McKinley Jackson, second and third round picks last year, step into larger roles. And if they don't, that front collapses fast, especially without Stewart and Hendrickson anchoring the edge. That said, there are glimmers of optimism. Stewart, though still on the sideline, has been locked in mentally, absorbing reps during 7-on-7 and 11-on-11 drills. It's not the same as suiting up, but it matters. And then there's a quiet moment that stood out. McKinley Jackson mentoring undrafted rookie Eric Gregory. That's the kind of locker room culture that builds long-term success. Leadership, even from second-year players holding the line. This defensive line is loaded with potential, But potential doesn't win games. The Bengals need production, development, and most importantly, resolution with their key pass rushers. Because without that, this defense isn't just vulnerable, it's incomplete. There's no hiding it. Decisions are being made in Cincinnati that could shape the entire season. While some players are rising into starting roles, one of the team's most talented rookies is still standing on the sidelines. The contrast? Impossible to ignore. As the Bengals continue OTAs, clarity is starting to emerge on the offensive front. Cody Ford appears to have locked down the starting right guard position. While there was speculation around newcomer Lucas Patrick, it's Ford who's been taking first-team reps. Lining up alongside him, the offensive line is solidifying. Orlando Brown Jr. at left tackle, Cordell Volson at left guard, Ted Karras commanding the center, and rookie Amarius Mims in the mix, showing flashes of elite potential. It's a unit that's starting to take shape, and one that could quietly become a strength if it stays healthy. And yet, while some players settle into roles, the situation with Shamar Stewart continues to frustrate. In today's session, Stewart was used as a stand-in, taking part in running back drills, simulating motions during defensive line walkthroughs. Let's be clear, this is one of the top edge rushers in this year's draft class. Watching him reduced to a placeholder during non-contact reps is not just baffling, it's a waste of elite potential. He's already missed rookie minicamp and has now sat out 2 straight OTA days without a deal. That's not just disappointing, it's dangerous for a team looking to solidify its pass rush. Every day lost is a setback in development, chemistry, and confidence. Meanwhile, Myles Murphy is beginning to ramp up his activity, another key piece who must emerge this season. His development alongside a signed and ready Stewart would change the entire outlook for this defensive front. But that can't happen until business gets handled. The defensive edge of the Bengals is quietly becoming one of the most competitive spots in camp. Young players fighting for reps, established names leading the charge, and all of it happening with major questions still looming. Out on the field, the edge rushers continue to grind. Cedric Johnson, number 52, is stepping up with noticeable intensity, while Joseph Osai, wearing number 58, keeps sharpening his technique alongside his usual crew. It's clear this group is trying to carve out its identity, even while Shamar Stewart remains on the sideline. Though he's not participating physically, this is still the environment where Stewart will eventually be expected to thrive. These are his position mates. His future depends on how quickly he can rejoin them and contribute. While footage may be limited for now, what's to come is just getting started. More reps, more installs, and more roster clarity will unfold in the coming weeks as OTAs roll into mandatory minicamp and eventually training camp. This roster is layered with compelling storylines, whether it's rookies like Barrett Carter and Demetrius Knight, veterans returning with something to prove, or under-the-radar additions like Oren Burks and TJ Slayton. Each brings something unique to the table. Who's ready to break out? Who's ready to lead? And who's still waiting for their moment? The next few weeks are critical. Depth battles will take shape. Roles will be defined. But for now, all eyes remain on the edge, because until Cincinnati locks in its top pass rushers, this defense's true potential remains on pause.